Carly's living room has seen its share of storms, but this one arrives with blood on the cuff and danger in its wake. Valentin doesn't appear at her door like a guest, he appears like a problem that could swallow her whole. The moment she learns the details of his escape, the air in the house changes, less like a home, more like a safe house that never agreed to exist. Carly is not naive about what harboring him could cost. Yet instinct overrides caution long enough for her to press a first aid kit into his hands. It's a small mercy with large consequences, the kind that feels humane in the moment and reckless 5 minutes later. She sets the rules quickly. Patch up. Breathe. Leave. The logic is simple. The longer he stays, the more likely he drags a target onto the front lawn. Carly has built her life around protecting her children and controlling the chaos before it controls her. Valentin, however, is too aware of the forces circling him to accept a clean exit. He doesn't ask for comfort, he asks for cover. He pushes her to hide him, to treat this house as neutral territory in a war that's already splintered into personal vendettas. He frames it as necessity, but Carly hears the deeper implication. If she refuses, she becomes another locked door he has to break through alone. The argument that follows isn't about bandages. It's about power, trust, and the growing shadow of Brennan. Carly and Valentin have never been an easy combination, and the idea that they might align against a common enemy is both tempting and toxic. Carly bristles at being pulled into a strategy she didn't design. Valentin bristles at the idea of being pushed back onto the streets as if he's just a temporary inconvenience. Their words sharpen into something dangerous, two survivors fighting over the same oxygen. Carly is willing to help, but not surrender control. Valentin is willing to accept help, but not humiliation. Then the front door opens. Jocelyn's voice cuts cleanly through the tension, the way a sudden light can expose all the dust you hoped no one would notice. Carly pivots into calm with the speed of someone who has spent a lifetime converting panic into performance. Valentin slips out of sight, disappearing to the exterior like a secret the house itself is forced to swallow. The timing is brutal. One wrong glance, one misplaced breath, and the entire fragile arrangement collapses into consequences. Jocelyn isn't looking for trouble when she steps inside, she's looking for her mother. But something feels off in the way Carly stands too still, answers too quickly, and tries to steer the moment away from questions. Joss has grown up around crisis. She knows the scent of a lie even when it's wrapped in a smile. Her eyes move across the room, tracing the ordinary details that suddenly feel staged. And then she finds the first aid kit. It's tucked behind a pillow on the sofa, not exactly hidden so much as hurriedly misplaced, the kind of mistake that happens when urgency outruns planning. The object is simple, but its presence lands like a siren. Why would a first aid kit be out here? Why would it be moved? Why would her mother look like she's calculating 3 sentences ahead? Carly doesn't hesitate long enough to let the truth breathe. She reaches for the most harmless explanation she can build in seconds and offers it with practiced ease. She and Donna were playing doctors earlier. Kids' games, innocent mess, nothing to worry about. The lie is soft-edged and almost charming, the kind that would work on most people who want to believe their home is still just a home. But Jocelyn is not most people. She studies Carly with a slow, careful skepticism. Carly can feel it, the weight of a daughter who has learned that danger often shows up wearing familiar faces. Still, Joss doesn't push the moment into open conflict. Whether she is exhausted, unconvinced, or simply choosing her battles, she lets the explanation sit. It's a fragile ceasefire. Carly takes it and keeps her breathing steady until Joss disappears toward the hallway and the house settles into nighttime silence. Silence is where the real choices begin. When Jocelyn finally goes to bed, Carly doesn't relax. She moves like someone defusing a bomb in her own living room. Every step is measured. Every sound feels louder than it should. This is the paradox of Carly's world. She can face public chaos head-on, but the quiet threats inside her home are the ones that rattle her bones. She slips outside, guilt and resolve braided tightly together. Valentin is waiting, the night air already insinuating itself into his injuries and his patience. Carly doesn't offer him a guest room or a warm blanket. She offers him a compromise that keeps her conscience intact and her family insulated from immediate risk. The shed. She presses the keys into his hand like she's handing over both a lifeline and a boundary. It's shelter, but it's also distance. A dash of protection without the intimacy of letting him stay under the same roof. Carly makes it clear without saying it outright. This is as far as she will move the line tonight. Valentin's reaction is predictably sour. The cold is not just temperature, it's insult, inconvenience, a reminder that even in rescue, he is still on the margins. He grumbles about the conditions, about how precarious his situation has become, about how a man who once navigated power with precision is now being stationed like a fugitive in a backyard structure. There's pride in his irritation, and fear beneath it. He doesn't want comfort, he wants dignity. Carly doesn't soften. She doesn't apologize for protecting her children first. She doesn't pretend this is anything other than a calculated risk. In her mind, there are levels of loyalty, and none of them outrank her role as a mother. The shed is not cruelty, it's strategy. It allows her to help without completely surrendering her home to the fallout of Valentin's war. The choice is pragmatic, even if it bruises both of their egos in different ways. The exchange ends not with warmth but with uneasy understanding. They are two experienced players trapped by a sudden overlap of interests. Brennan remains the unseen gravity pulling them into proximity, and neither can afford to pretend that alliances in Port Charles are ever simple. Tonight isn't a romantic rescue or a clean-cut act of heroism. It's a desperate arrangement shaped by fear, history, and the dangerous truth that sometimes the worst threats don't give you the luxury of choosing the perfect moment to act. As Carly watches Valentine retreat toward the shed, she's left with the same grim arithmetic she always faces when her past collides with her present. How much risk can she absorb before her family becomes collateral? She has bought him a night of cover, not a promise of safety. The decision may look small from the outside, just keys, just a shed, just a lie to a daughter who deserves more honesty than this town ever allows. But Carly knows how quickly small decisions become the spark for larger disasters. Inside, her house is quiet. Upstairs, Jocelyn sleeps with the uneasy instincts of someone who may already sense the truth pressing against the walls. Outside, Valentine nurses injuries that are physical now but may soon become political, strategic, even lethal. And Carly stands between those two spheres, motherhood and warfare, trying to keep them from colliding. In Port Charles, that kind of balance never holds for long. It only trembles, waiting for the next knock at the door.